Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are here with Austin from Ohio, and today is Tuesday, June 15th, 2021. I really don't have much to say at the beginning of the video today, except for the live stream went incredibly well the other day. I thought it was good, seeing as how I didn't plan for anything really. I didn't have much to go on, and I just wanted to get on and talk to all you guys, which usually works out anyway, just by, I read all the comments and have conversations with some of you guys, and you email me, and it's always a good time. And I always learn a lot of what's going on around the country and around the world based on the information that you guys give me. I'm going to be making a video soon. I got a bunch of emails from a bunch of different people, and I want to put together a little something with the emails that people have been sending me and whatnot, just to kind of go through and just do like a little presentation of everything you guys have been sending me, just to kind of bring a video forth and put it all together to show how much you guys are actually contributing to this community in general. Because, well, a lot of people like to try to say that people are doing nothing and you're just sitting by watching videos, but that's literally not true. That's not true at all. Every little tiny thing helps. Every article shared, every word spoken, every single conversation had amongst people helps. It always has. And it always will. Because you can't have videos or even big events without people having conversations. During the American Revolution, how did it get started? People sitting around at the dinner table, in bars, in coffee houses, wherever they were, talking and just exchanging information on how corrupt the British government was. And eventually came to conquer that totalitarian aspect. So don't ever let anybody tell you that, all you do is sit there and watch videos. That's not true. And even if you did, you as an individual are becoming more educated, so that in turn will influence your character, and it will influence your decisions and choices that you make, which in the grand scheme of things helps. A lot of people would say that my small channel was not doing anything at all because, you're only reaching a couple hundred to 1,000 people at best. Okay, I'm still doing something, but that's beside the point. So, I'm going to make a video soon. I'm not sure when. It won't be yet. It'll be somewhat down the line, not too far down the line. Just going to be going over some stuff that you guys sent me and giving credit where credit's due. So, look forward to that. I will let you guys know when I plan on making that. All right, let's get started. A lot is going on, guys. A whole lot is going on. But I want to start with this one here. And this was published yesterday. Hackers stole nearly 26 million user login credentials for sites like Amazon, Google, and Facebook. I encourage everybody to do what I did. I went on Amazon, Google, Facebook, everything that I use, and I removed all cards, all credit cards, debit cards, whatever, off of all of that, all my personal information off of all of that. Might have been too late, but I did it because obviously you don't want to wake up one day and you have absolutely no money and you find out that it all got taken because of, this hack, if you want to call it that. Either the hackers hacked it or these companies sold it. Not quite sure yet. But I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. Hackers using a custom Trojan-type malware stole nearly 26 million login credentials, emails, or usernames and associated passwords from almost 1 million websites over a 2-year period, including from such namesakes as Amazon, Facebook, and Twitter, according to cybersecurity provider NordLocker. Let's see. The malware infiltrated over 3 million Windows-based computers between 2018 and 2020, with the cyber intruders making off with around 1.2 terabytes of personal information, according to a case study carried out by NordLocker in partnership with a third-party firm specializing in data breach analysis. I don't know if many of you are familiar with how large a terabyte actually is, but a terabyte is huge. Oh, what is this? Go away. Good thing I didn't end my recording. A terabyte is huge. 1 terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes. So, yeah. It's pretty large. The 26 million stolen login credentials were across 12 different website types, including social media, online gaming, and email services. They included such household names as Google, 1.4 million, Facebook, 1.7 million, Amazon, 0.21 million, Apple, 0.13 million, Netflix, 0.17 million, and PayPal, 0.15 million. In addition to login credentials, the stolen data includes 1.1 million unique email addresses, over 2 billion cookies, 6.6 million files that users were storing on their desktops and their downloads folders. The stolen cookies, which can in some cases give access to a victim's online accounts, were sorted into 5 groups: online marketplace, online gaming, file sharing site, social media, and video streaming services. We'll just keep reading here a little bit. I think this is almost done. The billions of stolen cookies were associated with sites such as YouTube, of course, 17.1 million, Facebook, 8.1 million, Twitter, 5.2 million, Amazon, 3.5 million, Mediafire, 3.2 million, and eBay, 2 million. The malware mainly targeted web browsers to steal the data, with the top 3 software sources for stolen email/usernames plus passwords being Google Chrome, 19.4 million, Firefox, 3.3 million, and Opera, 2 million. You notice how we already had a 13 and a 33 in here? Look at this, 3.3 million right there, so that's 33. And up here, right there, Apple, 0.13. So that lets me know that they are behind this, because they always sign it. I look at that as like a signature. They always have to sign it, always. And it said at the end here, the report comes amid warnings from administration officials that cyber attacks of various types are on the rise. This is going to keep happening. And the reason this is going to keep happening because, well, we're in the middle of the greatest reset that has ever been perpetuated on humanity. And some big events happened over the last few days that we're going to go over here soon. And it all ties into it. It all ties into it. Let's move on. Okay, this is a huge, huge event. And you will find out why here soon. So many of you know that the G7 summit was just held. That's when the world leaders, they meet at the G7 summit in Geneva, I believe. And it's literally just a meeting of officials determining whether to go about this or that when implementing their world government. Okay, and this is Biden. Johnson signed amended Atlantic Charter at G7 summit. U.S. President Joe Biden and UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson signed an amended version of the Atlantic Charter on Thursday during the G7 summit in Cornwall, England. Sorry, it wasn't in Geneva. That's the World Economic Forum. I got them confused. The original Atlantic Charter was a post-war declaration signed by former U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt and former UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill in 1941, following the declaration of St. James Palace, the first meeting of the Allied powers during World War II in London. It outlined the aims of the relationship between the two nations following World War II. The amended Atlantic Charter has 8 commitments, looking at shared U.S.-UK values and tackling modern-day challenges. Now, these modern-day challenges are the ones that they've contrived. Of course, we all know that. Excuse me. The first commitment is to protect democratic values, emphasizing the importance of rule of law and independent media. Yeah, independent media. Oh, does that count for me? Or anybody else? What I'm doing would technically be some sort of media, right? I'm reporting news. Well, no, that doesn't count for me. That only counts for the big names. Controlled media. Anyway, the provision also looks at defending inherent dignity and human rights of all individuals. The second commitment seeks to improve international cooperations through means of laws and norms, adapting them to tackle challenges brought by emerging technologies. It mainly focuses on promoting economic advancement and streamlining fair trade opportunities between nations. That sentence alone basically admits to world government. The second commitment seeks to improve international cooperation through means of laws and norms, adapting them to tackle challenges brought by emerging technologies. It pretty much speaks for itself. The third commitment seeks to empower peaceful dispute resolution manners for both nations. It reaffirms ideas such as debt transparency, freedom of sea navigation, and overflight between the U.S. and the UK and the U.S. Third commitment also reinforces the idea that both nations should not interfere with each other's democratic electoral processes. The fourth commitment looks to the purposes of scientific innovation, stating science and technology should be used to improve and foster sustainable global development, developing jobs and new markets at the UK and US. The fifth commitment looks at collective security and international stability, both at a NATO nuclear level and from a cyberspace perspective. The two promise that they will adhere to NATO principles as long as there are nuclear weapons. Both also pledge to reinforce infrastructure, to prevent cyber terrorism, to reduce the risk in international conflict. The sixth commitment looks at climate obligations, bolstering financial stability and corruption, to innovate and enforce labor and environmental standards. Wow, a lot going on here. The seventh commitment reiterates climate change concerns and notes the importance of preserving biodiversity and nature. And we're going to get into something else about that. Oh yes. This isn't the only thing that they said on that. The eighth commitment is an indirect principle derived from the situation, stating that in times of health crises, global collaboration is necessary to expedite and advance health protections. The countries also pledged V donations to poorer countries to expedite the situation recovery process. Other topics discussed during the G7 summit included Russia and the recent capture of Alexei Navalny. Okay, so up here where it says the eighth commitment is an indirect principle derived from the situation, stating that in times of health crisis, global collaboration is necessary to expedite and advance health protections. So basically, they legitimize everything that they have done the past year and a half, making it seem like it's all right after the fact. And of course, they're pledging the donations, the V donations to poorer countries. Well, what we actually know about it, you could pretty much use your imagination on that one. So yes, a lot actually got done in this G7 summit this year. And if I remember toward the end of the video, I will show you this video that a friend of mine sent to me. It's only like 17 seconds long, but it is filled to the brim with Agenda 2030 symbolism in plain sight. And it is very alarming. Very alarming. A lot of people still want to deny to this day that anything like this is even going on. Let's move on. And of course you have to, well, as soon as it loads, and of course you have to give power to what you're doing at the G7, right? G7 Summit. Body found by cliffs near the meeting of world leaders. Get out of here. I hate these pop-ups. They are so ridiculous. Okay, is it not going to let me read my article now? Anyway. Okay, so what is going on? A body has been found. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? I'm not even going to pause it because I'm trying to read something and it's not letting me. You going to let me read it now? Oh, man, look, they don't want me to read this, guys. This is what I deal with. Look. I'm not doing anything. Oh, wow. Wow. More story to check out before you go. I don't care about that. I want to read the one about the body. Okay. Let's go to this one. You see what happens when I try to read something, though, right? I'm actually happy I'm not going to edit that out of the video. Let's see if this one will work. Body found by North Cliffs near G7 Summit where world leaders gathered as cops probe unexplained death. Weird. A body has been found by North Cliffs near to where the G7 Summit is currently taking place. Rescue workers from the St. Ives RNLI and the Coast Guard, as well as rescue helicopter, were involved in the search this morning. And take a look at this. Take a look at what it's called. Block. Come on, man. Why does this always happen? Rescue workers discovered the body near Hell's Mouth. Okay, let's see. Let's put the pieces together. You got a meeting of world leaders. Then you have a body that was found near there. And then they put it in the media as associated with that. And it just so happened to be called Hell's Mouth. Those of us with eyes to see know what this is. Very weird. The body was found just 8 miles from Carbis Bay, where G7 leaders have gathered for their summit. Body was discovered near Hell's Mouth, Cornwall, which is just 8 miles from Carbis Bay, where the G7 summit is currently being held over 3 days. There is nothing to suggest discovery is connected to the summit. Oh, well, why would they even say that? They could have just taken this and reported body found at Hell's Mouth or in the Carbis Bay or whatever it's called. You know what suggests that it is connected to this? The title of this article and all the other articles that have been written about this. Because it literally says body found near the G7. So you people in the media connected it. And then say that there's nothing to suggest that discovery is connected to the summit. The death is being treated as unexplained and not suspicious, Cornwall Live reports. Think about this. If a body was found in your neighborhood, would it automatically be considered suspicious? Or would they say unexplained? Exactly. This was one of their sacrifices. Absolutely. Unexplained death. Hell's Mouth. Near the G7 summit. Yeah. A spokesperson for the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency said, quote, at approximately 11:15 today, June 11th, HM, Coast Guard's assistance was requested by Devon and Cornwall police in the North Cliffs area. Okay, wait, let me see if we got any numerology in here. So we got June, which is 6. Then we got 3 1s in 11/15, so that's 3. I'm not sure what could be there. People that are better at numerology than I am can try to decode that one. Port Reith Coast Guard Rescue Team and the St. Ives RNLI lifeboats were sent, alongside the search and rescue helicopter from Newquay. Devon and Cornwall police said in a statement, quote, police attended an area near Bassett Cove, Cornwall, after a body was located around 11:30 a.m. Well, there's a 13. Colleagues from the Coast Guard and RNLI also assisted officers at the scene. Police are currently treating the death as unexplained, but there are not thought to be any suspicious circumstances. Okay. That's the end of that one. This makes absolutely no sense. Anywhere else in the world, and it would automatically be considered suspicious. If they can't explain how they died, they would say, suspicious, foul play suspected. But no, they were probably told to say that it was unexplained. What do I know, though? Moving on. Okay, this one was from May 24th.